That was, yeah. Let's just wait for a few people to join. That was something else. What do you guys think of that? Because I'm not really... I kind of feel like it was more of a loss than a win. For some reason, I don't want to be that negative because it's round one. I'm happy we won. We're on top of both teams that played in the grand final last year. Just to put it into perspective, we're a game clear of Collingwood and West Coast. So let's get the drinks out and celebrate. We won. That's all we had to do, and I think we might have struggled with maybe the expectation that we're going into probably the one game this season that, we were red hot favourites for, and that we were the team that everyone kind of favoured to win. So I think maybe we might have struggled with a bit of that favouritism. I think last year and in some of our better wins previously against Richmond, GWS, all these wins, the Cats a couple of years ago, we love being the underdog. We love chasing. We love people, not expecting anything from us. And we like to thrive on that. Whereas today, round one, new season, new coaches, new players, playing a team that's considered one of the worst teams in the past 6-7 years in terms of win-loss performance. That's a lot of pressure. And I'm not going to give any excuses because I am going to be honest about this. I think that Dunstan was really poor, apart from that one contest at the end that he had to win, and that almost won us the game, where he put his body on the line and he went off with a sore shoulder. I don't know what happened there, but that was the best thing he did all game. I thought Geary's disposal by foot was just the same old shit. I thought Joycey did well. Let's go some of the positives. I thought Joycey did well, a few good intercept marks. I thought Wilkie was actually pretty good. I like his left foot. He reminds me of Webster and how he just kind of pinpoints the pass. I thought Billings did well. It was great having Bruce back. He kicked 3. Matty Parker was amazing. I mean, he kicked a couple on the full, but you just love his enthusiasm in that forward 50. And he was the one player that just said, nah, fuck this. I'm going to go at everyone and take them all on. And that passage of play where he took on literally 3 Suns and tackled them all, and he gave them shit for it, was the best part of the game. Gresh was a bit, just not himself. Jack Steele was probably ranked number 1 player on the ground by the end of it, but he started super slow. But I think by the end of it, he laid a lot of tackles, got over 20 disposals. I think just the main thing from this is just the ball use. The ball use inside 50 was just dog shit, just absolute dog shit. The way we didn't lead up. I mean, I don't think our forward line was helping our mid-delivery. I thought that I was imagining myself on the field as the midfielder, as a Billings or someone with the ball, and when they had the ball, they were like, when Seb Ross broke and had all that space in the last quarter, he broke into space, and you should have someone coming at you, someone going over that. They're all literally just huddled together. Like, our game plan today looked like we wanted to just play markers up for 2 hours. Like, there was a pack here, there was a pack there, there was a pack there, and a pack there, and we're just kicking to packs. Where's the spread? Where's the run? The JLT was the opposite. We actually had spread. We had run. We had handball. We led up to the ball. I know JLT's JLT and no one takes much out of it, but Brisbane's form was good in their JLT. We saw what they did yesterday against the Premiers. It doesn't matter. There is some correlation, but out of the middle, we were smashed. The key takeout was just disposal by foot, going inside 50. We had 60 inside 50s. 60. That's a lot. That's a lot for a game. You're happy with 50, but you get 60. You're doing well. And they had 53. And yeah, it was disappointing. I'm trying not to get too worked up because it's round 1. We did win. We're 1-0. We're undefeated. High five, guys. We won. Flag favourites. Let's not get carried away here. But I was almost hoping for just not to win that, because we get away with a 1 point win. I hope the players know that there's more to it than that. I hope they don't take this as if they've won something and they've done everything right because they haven't. There's so much there to work on. I think Marshall needs to play next week. I thought Pearce was average, didn't do enough around the ground, didn't do enough in the middle, let alone, his tap work. Marshall offers you a different dimension in the forward line, in the ruck, around the ground. He does all of that. It's almost the easiest choice for me for next week is Pearce out, Marshall in. Dunstan, we give this guy a lot of chances. And I've got his number on the back of this jumper, but it is a Lenny Hayes jumper, just to clarify. It's not a Luke Dunstan jumper, like everyone at the ground was thinking that I love him. He's an okay player, but I feel like there's guys like Caulfield, Hunter Clark, Akers, they're all waiting. And someone like him is the one that's got to go. Everyone else in the midfield probably did their job, but Dunstan was the one. Sinclair, I think, was okay. I don't know what his stats were. His stats were probably better than what I think he was, but Loney kicked the match-winning point. Again, do we really need him there? I don't know. I almost would rather a resting Blake Acres or someone there. Some height, some pace, a lead-up player. A player that takes a fairly tall defender. I'll go through some of your comments, guys. I'm not going to rant. Well, I kind of have already, but let's see if I can go right to the top, because there's actually a few. But we won. Fuck. These are the comments. Carey says, I didn't get to watch. I was just clicking refresh to get the score. Dunstan, this is a good one. Christopher Dunstan should be in the VFL and not play for the rest of the year. Doesn't have any foot skills. His tank is terrible. Hunter Clark should be in from 100%. I wouldn't be that harsh on Dunstan, but Hunter Clark should have played today. 100%. Marshall should have played today. There's 2 players there that didn't play. They went and played well for Sandy. They need to be in. Blake Acres as well. Tim, you look like we got beaten by 10 goals. Well, Tim, we won by 1 point at home against a team that's not been good. I think it warrants that, I'm happy with the win, no doubt about it. I was singing the song and then I was clapping, but at the same time I had this feeling like we're almost going to be the joke of the week, and we still won. That's what pisses me off, that people are going to say, well, they beat the Suns, but only by a point. And, they'll say that we get battered by Essendon next week, but Essendon are playing shit right now, so I feel like hopefully this is just one of those games where you tick it off, you move on, and you just keep building. Because I remember 2009, when we went on that streak of 19 in a row, we were so shit in round 1 against Sydney, and we just snuck over the line. Remember that game? I think we didn't score up until midway through the second quarter, but then we ended up winning that. We won the next 18 in a row, made a grand final. So I'm not saying that's going to happen this season, but I'm just saying that's in the back of my mind. It's round 1. The Suns played well. They came out. You knew they were going to come out hard. You'd almost rather play a Richmond or a West Coast in round 1 because we come out as the underdog, as just the team to show what we've got with nothing to lose. That was Gold Coast today. They had nothing to lose. They came out and then they did that to us and they almost pinched it. Although I haven't mentioned this yet, but guys, please confirm to me how fucking terrible those umpires were. The amount of reversed free kicks they had, the amount of pushes in the backs that weren't there, the ones that we got pushed or high and they let it go. God, they were shit. I think it was 18-30 in the end, 18-29 Gold Coast way, but fuck, they were bad. Charlie says, bloody lucky, going to be a long year. Parker is a gun. Pete says, what are your thoughts on us being the fittest team in the league? I honestly think we are totally fucked this year. I'm not going to go into that. I think we look fitter than last year. Whether that's fit enough, I don't know, but I thought we were running still pretty hard late in the last quarter, and that's something that you can't judge after 1 week. Meg says, I expected it to be pretty close. Bruce and Loney turned up, which was a nice surprise. We missed Carlisle. We missed Robertson, 100%. Graham says, hopefully we improve each week. Now start up your car and go home. I'll finish this and then I'll start up my car and I'll go home. Taylor says, we seriously can't use the ball going to the forward half. Constantly turned it over at half-back, and because we were so weak at the back, they just walked over us. Andrew says, felt sick in the guts about Leithland saying we're the fittest team in the comp. Fraser, Mason, Ben Long. I assume you're asking me about how I thought he started really well, and then I thought he kind of petered off towards the end. I thought he looked lively in the first half. he was the cleaner player, one of the cleanest players in our team when he had the ball. But to me, he didn't get enough of it in the second half. But he kicked a nice goal in the first quarter and took some good marks and just provided a lot of pressure along with Parker and Dean Kent. Doesn't that smile on Richo's face after a 1-point win over one of the worst teams in the league give you the shits? Cooper says, next week in Brown, Akers, Hind and Marshall, out Spuds, Dunstan, Pearce, Joyce and Long. I agree with most of them. Joyce and Long, I don't understand why people are hating on Joyce. Maybe I need to watch the replay, but I thought he did as well as anyone in that backline in terms of reading the play. He took a lot of good marks along with Wilkie. And a few times when he was under pressure, he knew he didn't need to take hold of the ball because he was going to get pinned. And he just kept paddling it and he just did a few smart things. I thought he did all right. Maybe I'm wrong. Jake Russell says, Marshall has to come back in next week. We need a genuine backup ruckman as a forward structure goes to shit when Bruce has to ruck. 100%, I don't want Bruce in the ruck at all. And Marshall coming in will allow that next week. Matthew says, too many front runners. Billings and Sinclair need to learn how to defend and help teammates. They love peeling off for cheap touches. Mark Weaver, you were hoping not to win. Never. Tom says Dunstan has to go. He's hopeless. So many kind comments, guys, after a win. Andrew Jones says, yes, definitely need tandem ruck approach. Pearce stays and works with Marshall, who rotates back and forward. Christopher says Dunstan can't hit the side of a barn with a shotgun. More Dunstan comments. James, Akers, Marshall and Hine in, Dunster, Pearce and Mackenzie out. Mackenzie, yeah, that's a good point. Mackenzie, bit iffy. Some of his kicking wasn't great. Some of his decision-making wasn't great. And I just thought it was almost not his fault. Why did we bring him in when he didn't have a preseason? He didn't play either JLT1, JLT2, Hunter Clark, Marshall, even Caulfield played a bit. They're options. Why did you bring in him? Maybe it was just a structure thing. Mackenzie's more of a half-back, but I feel like Hunter Clark wouldn't be as bad in that position as some people might think. Let's keep going. Long was alright, just undisciplined. Long didn't do much and gave away too many frees. Probably just enthusiastic. Another who didn't get heaps of touches but I thought played well was Dean Kent. Great goal near the end too. Was right behind it. That was a great goal. Chris says, I'm gutted over the win. When is enough is enough. More change is needed. Pete says, what are your thoughts on recruitment of Dan Hanbury? Why does this club continue to make stupid decisions? I don't know. I'm not going to judge Dan until he actually gets on the field and plays, because I feel like, I was telling my uncle today, our inside 50 kicking was so bad, I feel like even Hanbury injured would be half as good as, some of the kicks we had inside 50. So I'm not going to comment on that. We'll comment on, who played today. We'll worry about Dan Hanbury another time. Umpiring was capped, but it went both ways. Matt Watts says our keybacks are going to be real worry against bigger, better forward lines. Umpire's horrible. Relieved that we win, that's all. Commentators were shocking. I never watched the Fox Footy commentary. Some of the worst commentary. Bring back Channel 10 with Stephen Quartermain and Tim Lane, and I'll be happy. Ben Long was undisciplined, just needs to get better coaching. Joyce and Wilkie were solid for their size as key defenders. Thank God Jack Stephen played. Young should come in. Matty Parker is going to be a gun. Need to keep him locked in for life. Where's Akers? Sandringham. Not the biggest Loney fan, but he's continued his good form from the end of last year. Those umpires were shite. Agree, we tried hard. Those are the comments so far. Not bad. One just came through. Emily Davis says, Dunstan had a shit game, but they all have bad games. Don't judge a book by its cover. That's what I'm trying to do. Not judge it. We won. Let's settle it here. We won by a point. They played well. Let's not discredit them. I thought they played better than they did last season. They've clearly improved a lot. Maybe getting rid of Tom Lynch in that forward line makes them less predictable. It's like with us with Rewald at times. We were predictable. I think this time with them having an open forward line would kind of worked for them today. But for us, we just get through the win. We don't have any injuries. We come back next week against Essendon, who I think are getting pretty spanked against GWS. And we're back to being that underdog that we like being, that we can chase the game, we can take the opposition on. I think it might even work that we play a team that likes to run, open the game up. That might help us out, but it remains to be seen. I'll leave it there, guys. It's been good chatting to you. Finally, round 1. I've missed it, even if it gives you heart attacks like it did today. There's a rivalry building between Gold Coast and Saints. Hey, a draw was on the cards. We won by a point or two last time out, a point here. So who knows? It could be the next Anzac Day. No, that's terrible. A couple more comments have come through. Brad says Daniel McKenzie should never play football again. Harsh, guys. So many harsh comments. Andrew says yes, but he stood up in the clinches late when a few others did. That's in reference to Dunstan. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I think my best on ground would have to be... I haven't commented on this, but I think Jack Nunes was really good. I think Nunes' foot by foot was one of the best on the ground for both teams. And I think Jack Steele got going in the second half, so I'll give him that. And I loved having Bruce back and kicking 3. Having him and Membry kick 5 between them, plus Parker 7 between those 3 is fantastic. Plus Dean, Kent, Loney didn't kick one, I don't think, but Gresh kicked one. So our forward line, it's coming together. So it's going to be a work in progress for the season, but we're off to 1-0. A lot of other favourites didn't win this round and struggled against teams that they were expected to beat. We almost did, but we didn't. So just remember that. West Coast got done by 7 goals against Brisbane, although Brisbane are a team that's definitely on the up. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Again, the score was 85 Saints, 84 Gold Coast. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for the preview for the Essendon game on Thursday night. And again, keep these comments coming. I'll answer them when I can post this video. Thanks, guys. Go Saints.